When you create a new user, do have a think about passwords. We did used to send passwords out from the site. This line still exists saying that we do. That's long gone. It's no longer the secure way of doing it. The system will trigger an email to somebody saying, you have been set up as a user. Here is the place where you go to log in. But that's the end of the information. Passwords should always be sent separately, and we would encourage the subject of an email that contains a password not to say, hey, we've got your password in this email. Make it something generic like information as promised. So when you're creating a password, you really need to adhere to best practice. And this is a good indicator of how things change. On the left here, we have information from 2020 and here from 2022. And as you can see, in 2020, if you had 10 characters and they adhered to best practice, we were looking at upper and lowercase, numbers and symbols. It would take somebody 5 years to brute force that. And that same password today would take somebody 5 months. Now, it's important to stress that websites rarely get hacked. People are socially engineered and they give up their passwords. So they write them down or they recycle them. You have one password, it might be fantastic, but if you're using it for 20 different sites, it's eventually going to fail. So it's important you think about this, maybe take a screenshot right now, send it to all of your colleagues, and make sure that you're sticking to passwords that meet this sort of criteria up here in the green zone. Now, it's important that you also educate yourself. If you're looking for somebody humorous who tells the truth, have a look at Jenny Radcliffe's site. She's got plenty of YouTube videos. She'll really explain things for how they are, how people do get socially engineered. But in the meantime, what would make a good password? This is a good example of a great password. It meets all the criteria. There's plenty of characters, upper and lower case, and numbers. How would we go about making this special? In this particular case, it was a lady, we'll call her Kelly Clarkson. So KC was her initials for Kelly Clarkson. And then this symbol and the number 3 makes the love. And she loved to bake cakes every month. So it's Kelly Clarkson loves to bake 4 cakes a month. So you can see how it's easy to break something down, and you could put a post-it note beside your desk that just said cakes. Nobody is going to guess your password out of this if you just have that post-it note. And you can obviously change things to make them unique to you. So for instance, could be you love to grate cheese over pizza. Just have a think about your passwords, make sure you take best practice, and if you do have any questions, have a chat with us.